Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Friends, it's a big day today. We're switching eras of Star Trek and we're heading away from TOS, away from my beloved original series and into Star Trek The Next Generation. Just to recap everything, everybody, just like with TOS, my only experience with The Next Generation, a handful of episodes like Sub 5 and all of the movies. In fact, that's the best way for me to say it. If it was Star Trek when I was growing up and it was on TV, didn't watch it. If it was Star Trek and it was at the movies, I went and saw it. I've seen all the movies, with the exception of the F. Murray Abraham movie, I believe, for The Next Generation. That's the only one that I haven't seen before. So friends, I'm very excited. I'm worried because I love TOS so much. I'm not sure how many of you watched TOS and then went on to TNG and maybe had the same feelings that I'm having right now. Like, am I going to like it? I think I will. I'm really hoping that I do because I've really enjoyed the original series. One of my favorite series of all time, full stop. Friends, today we'll be watching Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2 of The Next Generation, Encounter at Farpoint, which is a two-parter, and they've put it together, so I'm watching it together. Friends, I can't wait to get into this, so wait no longer, we shall. If you could do me a favor, though, hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel, and it allows me to alert you next time it's time for Star Trek or any of our sci-fi fare. And of course, if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. And if you're not a fan of Patreon, consider YouTube memberships. You'll get all of our episodes at least a day early. But my dear friends, all that is then, this is now. And now it's time to boldly go once again as we begin a brand new journey aboard a brand new ship with a brand new crew in Star Trek The Next Generation, Episodes 1 and 2 of the first season, Encounter at Farpoint. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction. And for the very first time in this uni, away we go! The opening, okay.
Space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise. Its continuing mission, to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before.
I've had a lot of people were in the opening credits, I believe. I'll stop talking if we jump out of them. I'm not sure how long they go. But again, I had somebody ask me. They said, you know, we know that you love the original NCC 1701 with the spinning nacelles. I've stated it's my favorite spaceship. They said, you know, what are you going to do when you see another spaceship with its name? And I said, I'm going to treat it like a different spaceship. And that's what I'm assuming this Enterprise, I mean, completely different spaceship. It's a new variation, a new version, an upgraded, not up, I mean, yeah, tech-wise, I'm sure it's upgraded. I'm not going to compare her to the original. That's unfair. You know, why would I do that? And I may come to love this one as much, if not more. So I will say this, that the design is different. I'm not sure if, I don't mean like bad different, I'm just not sure about it yet. And I've seen it before. It's not that I've somehow avoided this Encounter at Farpoint. We'll see.
Captain's log, stardate 41153.7. Our destination is planet Deneb 4, beyond which lies the great unexplored mass of the galaxy. Meanwhile, I am becoming better acquainted with my new command, this Galaxy-class USS Enterprise.
I didn't realize this was, I mean, I guess the first mission, right?
We are short in several key positions, most notably a first officer, but I am informed that a highly experienced man, one Commander William Riker, will be waiting to join the ship at our Deneb 4 destination.
Interesting.
Farpoint Station. Even the name sounds mysterious.
It's hardly simple, Data, to negotiate a friendly agreement with Starfleet to use the base while at the same time snoop around.
Snoop?
Data, how can you be programmed without knowing a simple word like snoop?
A possibility. A kind of human behavior I was not designed to emulate.
It means, spy.
To seek covertly. Slither.
Exactly.
Creep, skulk, pussyfoot, gum.
Yes.
Shoe.
You know Skulk, but you didn't know Snoop?
Something strange on this detector circuit.
Oh my God, is it the Tholians?
It registers as solid, Captain.
Or an incredibly powerful force field. But if we collide with either, it could be very...
Shut off that damn noise! Go to yellow alert!
So it's like a collision warning? I thought we were at red alert. I'm not going to take too many notes. I hate to look away.
Reverse power, full stop.
There we go.
Control is a full stop, sir.
I don't recognize our helms person. Not that I should, but
Now reading
I know what the
full stops.
major crew looks like, or the primary characters, I guess.
Thou art notified that thy kind have infiltrated the galaxy.
Would you mind identifying what you are?
Call ourselves the Cube. Or thou mayst call me that. It's all much the same thing.
Ah, sweet.
I present myself to thee as a fellow ship captain, that thou mayst better understand me.
Stay where thou art.
Data, call medics.
He's frozen.
Yeah, no kidding.
You'll recognize this? The stun setting?
Knowing humans as thou dost, Captain, wouldst thou be captured helpless by them? Now go back, or thou shalt most certainly die.
So these two were at it from the jump. Okay, gotcha. Relationship established in the first couple syllables.
The question now is the incredible power of the Q being. Do we dare oppose it?
Thy little centuries go by so rapidly.
Is that where you have, like, the Columbus outfit on?
Perhaps thou will better understand this.
Sharp.
You must return to your world and put an end to the commies. All it takes are a few good men.
What? That nonsense is centuries behind us.
But you can't deny that you're still a dangerous, savage child race.
Most certainly I deny it.
There are no indications that humans will ever change.
When we wore costumes like that, we'd already started to make rapid progress.
Oh yeah? You want to review your rapid progress?
What's that?
Rapid progress. To where humans learn to control their military with drugs.
Sickbay reports Lieutenant Torres' condition is better. And now a personal request, sir. Permission to clean up the bridge.
On finally reaching deep space, humans, of course, found enemies to fight out there, too. Same old story all over again.
Such great acting.
Self-righteous life forms who are eager not to learn, but to prosecute, to judge anything they don't understand or can't tolerate.
What an interesting idea. Prosecute and judge. Suppose it turns out we understand you humans only too well. There are preparations to make, but when we next meet, Captain, we'll proceed exactly as you suggest.
Respectfully submit, our only choice is to fight.
Sense anything, Commander?
Its mind is much too powerful. Recommend we avoid contact.
Well, we sort of can't do that.
Lieutenant, inform engine room to prepare for maximum acceleration.
Aye, sir.
Record search data. Results of detaching saucer section at high warp velocity.
Inadvisable at any warp speed, sir.
Whatever that is out there, try and outrun it. Our only other option is to tuck tail between our legs and return to Earth as they demand.
All right, so we're going to redline the engines, try to hot-foot it away. I do like main engineering.
Engine room ready, sir.
Board shows green, Captain. All go.
Stand by. Engage.
But how aren't we like completely walled in? Well, apparently not. I thought it was all around us. How fast can she go?
Heading 351, Mark 11, sir.
Steady on that.
The hostile is now giving chase, sir.
Wow.
We're now at warp 9.3, sir, which takes us past the red line.
Continue accelerating.
Well, we already know that, huh?
At this point, I'm open to guesses about what we've just met.
It felt like something beyond what we'd consider a life form.
A god?
We're at 9.4, sir.
Hostile is now beginning to overtake us, sir.
You sure?
Hostile's velocity is already warp 9.6, sir.
Oh.
Magnifying viewer image.
Yep, here he comes.
Hostile now at warp 9.8, sir.
Oh my god.
Now reading the hostile at warp 9.9, sir.
Now hear this. Print out message urgent all stations on all decks.
Q's just gonna go faster. I mean...
You will command the saucer section, Lieutenant.
I'm a Klingon, sir. For me to seek escape when my captain goes into battle.
You are a Starfleet officer, Lieutenant. Make the mark, Data.
This seems wildly dangerous. I miss having people on the stations on the side kind of take over for helm or navigation.
I'm transferring command to the battle bridge.
The battle bridge? What do we have in Star Trek Continues? There was another, when we separated, there was another bridge. They didn't call it the battle bridge, though.
While the vessel's star drive containing the battle bridge and main armaments will turn back and confront the mystery that is threatening us.
I like the battle bridge. It's darker and smaller. Yeah, I do like it. It's cool.
We will reverse power just enough to get your saucer section out ahead and clear of us.
Understood, Captain.
Torpedoes away, sir.
Also, you can bet that at least one duty rotation, I'd be rocking that kilt thing.
Begin countdown.
Starship separation. 3, 2, 1.
In a weird way, this seems like, the way that they placed this at the very top of the episode, this seems like, by the way, we can do this. Not necessarily we have to do it in this situation, but we want the audience to know this is a capability of the new Starship Enterprise. D, 1701D. I'm assuming there's stories about B and C, right? Because A is just the retrofit, right? I get this in a way as a feature, and you all have told me that this was actually something that the original Enterprise could do. We saw it in Star Trek Continues, but they never had the budget for it. So I like being able to see this right now, and I like the idea of, since there's, I believe you all have told me there's a ton of civilians or like families and stuff on this Enterprise. And so I guess you put like all non-combat personnel on the saucer.
Reverse power. Decelerating.
Dead stop. We'll hold this position.
That will bring them here in just minutes, sir.
All forward motion stopped, sir.
Thank you, Con.
Nope, here they come.
Commander, signal the following in all languages and on all frequencies. We surrender. State that we are not asking for any terms or conditions.
Aye, sir. All language forms and frequencies.
Now we're completely surrounded. What is this?
The prisoners will all stand.
Finish him.
Stand and make respectful attention to honored judge.
Careful, sir. This is not an illusion or a dream.
That these courts belong in the past.
So this
I
is
don't
like
understand
what,
either.
after World War III?
Get to your feet, criminals!
It's a cool gun.
At least we're acquainted with the judge, Captain.
It's an interesting camera shot. Oh, I need to check the director. I don't know if I saw that. I was talking during the intro.
On your feet, attention!
You are out of order.
Dear God. And didn't Q say those are like drugs or something? The guy said, I'm checking out. I'm gonna get one more huff.
The prisoners will not be harmed until they're found guilty. Dispose of that.
That is a terrible bit of rope placement there.
Can we assume you mean this will be a fair trial?
Yes, absolutely equitable.
They don't have collars, do they?
How plead you, criminal?
If I may, Captain?
Tasha, no.
I must, because I grew up in a world that allowed things like this court. And it was people like these that saved me from it. This so-called court should get down on its knees to what Starfleet is, what it represents.
Oh. I didn't realize Q's offensive favorite weapon is freezing.
You've got a lot to learn about humans if you think you can torture us or frighten us into silence.
You will answer the charges, criminal.
You promise the prisoners will not be harmed. We plead nothing so long as you break your own rules. You were considering that if you conduct a fair trial, which was your promise,
You'll lose.
you may lose.
Lose?
Yes, so long as you keep to your agreement. And assaulting a prisoner is hardly a fair trial.
This is a merciful court.
God, these two going at it. Patrick Stewart with that very quiet but very like determined, resolute delivery, you know, using his pitch to basically give the emphasis to it. And then you have like the totally emotional side with Delancey.
I recognize this court system as the one that agreed with that line from Shakespeare. Kill all the lawyers.
Which was done.
Leading to the rule, guilty until proven innocent.
Of course. Bringing the innocent to trial would be unfair. You will now answer to the charge of being a grievously savage race. Present the charges.
Criminal, you will read the charges to the court.
Wow.
I see no charges against us, Your Honor.
That's kind of badass.
You are out of order.
I have no idea what Data's capabilities are.
You will press those triggers if this criminal answers with any word other than guilty.
That's a fair trial. All right.
Criminal, how plead you?
Guilty.
Yeah, you don't want to push him here. We don't know anything about him.
Have I your permission to have Commander Data repeat the record? These will be your own words, Your Honor. Can we assume you mean this will be a fair trial?
And in reply, the judge stated,
Yes. Irrelevant testimony, entirely irrelevant.
It was just said.
Therefore, I say test us. Test whether this is presently true of humans.
Another brilliant suggestion, Captain. Your immediate destination offers far more challenge than you can possibly imagine.
Really?
This Farpoint station would be an excellent test.
All present respectfully stand.
They did say Farpoint Station was like an abandoned from another...
To allow the criminals to be tested.
Captain, you may find that you are not nearly clever enough to deal with what lies ahead for you. It may have been better to accept sentence here.
Interesting. Did nobody else realize they were gone?
what is present course, Khan?
It's what it's been all on, sir. Direct heading to Farpoint Station.
Confirm, we are on that heading, sir.
You know anything about Farpoint Station, sir?
He didn't give that order, though.
We've heard that we may find it rather interesting.
Yeah, because they said Farpoint was like created by unknown whatever, I guess they said, and they
Commander William Riker.
Here we go.
Stardate 41153.7. The USS Hood has dropped me off at Farpoint Station, where I await the arrival of the new USS Enterprise.
Ah, Commander Riker. I thought you'd want to know we've still no word from your vessel. I trust we made your waiting comfortable.
Luxurious is more like it.
Good.
Would I seem ungrateful if I ask for some information?
Anything.
Your energy surplus must be as abundant as I've heard.
Geothermal energy is one of the great blessings of this planet.
Oh, they did build it then. Okay, I misheard that.
Would you care for an Earth delicacy, Commander?
Well, if there's an apple.
I'm sorry, Commander.
Doesn't matter. What I was saying was.
Yes, there was another selection here.
No, there wasn't.
Grappa, I could have sworn this wasn't here a minute ago.
Because it wasn't.
And did your failure to notice it make it unwelcome?
Not at all, Grappa.
I trust it will be the same with Farpoint Station, Commander. A few easily answered questions about it won't make Starfleet appreciate it less.
And it's delicious. Thank you.
It's interesting. One of the first episodes we saw of TOS, Jim was always eating an apple.
Although we're not officially part of the Enterprise, I thought there might be something useful we could do while we wait. Investigating some things that I've noticed since I've been here. The last was a piece of
Gold
fruit.
would be lovely with this.
I had asked for an apple.
I am sure, Commander, there are reasons for a first officer to want to demonstrate his energy and alertness to a new captain. But since my duty and interests are outside the command structure...
Isn't it remarkable he happened to have exactly what you asked for?
Thank you.
So something is like granting their wish. This is almost like the planet in TOS that was our shore leave. It would just like create whatever you wanted.
Sir, the Enterprise is arriving, but...
Is this an official report, Lieutenant?
Sorry, Commander. Lieutenant LaForge reporting the Enterprise arriving, but without the saucer sections.
Star drive section only? What happened?
I don't know, sir. Captain Picard has signaled for you to beam up immediately.
A new captain doesn't waste time.
What about the rest of everybody?
Enterprise, this is Commander Riker at Farpoint Station.
Forgot they did that. I have questions, but I'm intrigued so far. I think the biggest revelation is that I had no idea that Jean-Luc brought home the body of Wes's dad? I want to hear that story.
Lieutenant Yar of Security, sir. Captain Picard will see you in the battle bridge.
With the saucer gone, can I assume that something interesting happened on the way here?
Battle bridge. That's for the captain to explain, sir.
Do we have clearance?
Lieutenant Yar is by the book.
Commander Riker, sir.
Riker, WT, reporting as ordered, sir.
We have a lot more military sort of protocols here.
We'll first bring you up to date on a little adventure we had on our way here, Commander. Then we'll talk.
You gonna look at him?
This way, sir.
I would not be down with that first impression.
Thou art directed to return to thine own solar system immediately.
Message from the saucer module, sir. It will arrive here in 51 minutes.
Inform them we'll connect as soon as they arrive. And send the commander to me when he's finished.
Yes, sir.
Can the saucer section go to warp without nacelles?
We'll proceed exactly as you suggest.
You've now seen the previously on.
He calls that a little adventure.
Come.
Are you going to look at me or...
The saucer module now entering orbit with us, sir.
Acknowledge. Commander Riker will conduct a manual docking. Picard out. You've reported in, haven't you? You are qualified.
Yes, sir.
Then I mean now, Commander.
We didn't get enough of the tests the Q's given us? You're gonna throw a couple of these at Will?
You say you will be doing this manually, sir. No automation.
As ordered.
Does that mean like piloting yourself or giving the orders to have it done? There's like some...
Velocity to 1/2 meter per second.
There's some risks being taken here that I'm not sure we needed to take, but okay. Like a
What's
test.
your role, Ivocon?
It's like a test of command or like detailed or like, you know what I mean? Maybe slow down a little bit.
All stations, prepare for reconnection.
All right, we're not going as fast as I thought.
Thrusters to station keeping. All velocity 0. Their inertia should do the job now.
I like that. I like that.
Lock up.
Like he knows her drift just, even though it's the first time he's been on the ship. How does it connect? Yeah, so far I like Riker. Definitely my favorite so far. That was badass. I now approve of the test that Captain Picard was giving him. You all told me too that in the motion picture, Will Decker's character was like a precursor to Will Riker's.
I hope I show some promise.
I do have some questions for you, however.
Yes, sir, I thought you might.
I see in your file that Captain DeSoto thinks very highly of you. One curious thing, however, you refused to let him beam down to Altair 3.
In my opinion, sir, Altair 3 was too dangerous to risk exposing me.
Captain's rank means nothing to you.
Rather the reverse, sir.
Seems a little presumptuous of a first officer to second guess his captain's judgment.
Permission to speak candidly, sir.
Oh.
I have no problem with following any rules you lay down, short of compromising your safety.
And you don't intend to back off from that position?
No, sir.
One further thing. Special favor. Anything,
I think
sir?
he likes it. I think Picard likes it.
I'm not a family man, Riker. And yet, Starfleet has given me a ship with children aboard. I don't feel comfortable with children.
Really?
Captain needs an image of geniality. You're to see that's what I project. Welcome to the Enterprise, Commander Riker.
Cool establishment of that dynamic.
Well, I see two choices. The first is painkillers.
Which would affect how this works.
Mm-hmm.
Choice number 2?
Exploratory surgery. Desensitize the brain areas troubling you.
Same difference. No, thank you, Doctor.
I've heard LeVar Burton say that he couldn't see it all through that thing. Ironically. Oh, first time on the bridge. I'm loving Riker. I mean, straight up.
You got some reason you want my atoms scattered all over space, boy.
But at your age, sir, I thought you shouldn't have to put up with the time and trouble of a shuttlecraft.
Hold it right there, boy.
Sir?
What about my age?
Sorry, sir. If that subject troubles you.
Troubles me? What's so damn troublesome about not having died?
137 years, Admiral, according to Starfleet records.
Explain how you remember that so exactly.
Exactly.
I remember every fact I'm exposed to, sir.
I don't see no points on your ears, boy. You sound like a Vulcan.
No, sir. I'm an android.
I don't like you.
Almost as bad. Damn annoying at times.
Yes, sir.
Well, this is a new ship, but she's got the right name.
Oh.
You treat her like a lady, and she'll always bring you home.
Oh, are you kidding me, man? Oh, man. Oh, that's perfect. Oh, that is perfect. Was that the hood? I like the hood's design.
You're wasting time, Captain. Or did you think I was gone?
Lieutenant!
Go freeze you solid.
Do you intend to blast a hole in the viewer? If the purpose of this is to test humans, Your Honor.
That was my favorite. Oh, my God.
You have 24 hours. Any further delay and you risk summary judgment against you, Captain.
What do we do now, Captain? We do exactly what we'd do if this queue never existed.
Our job.
If we're going to be damned, let's be damned for what we really are.
Explorers.
This planet's interior heat provides an abundance of geothermal energy, but it's about all that this world does offer.
And it's your belief that this is what made it possible for them to come.
Many of the materials used are not found in this world.
Perhaps it's like those incidents you describe in your report as almost magical attempts to please us.
Those events did happen, sir.
None of it suggests anything threatening.
The Shoreleaf planet had a huge computer system underground where they're getting their energy. Farpoint.
I've asked the counselor to join us in this meeting. May I introduce our new first officer, Commander William Riker? Have the two of you met before?
We have, sir.
Excellent. Know each other's abilities.
We do, sir. I, too, could never say goodbye, Imzadi.
Dropping a lot of little juicy breadcrumbs here. I'm sorry. CM Plum, oh, the greatest.
Puzzled over you bringing a Betazoid to this meeting. If her purpose, sir, is to probe my thoughts.
I can
It's like a
sense only
telepath in,
strong emotions, Grappler.
Babylon.
Then a trade, Grappler. Some things that you need in return for lending us architects and engineers who could demonstrate your technique.
Bandi do not enjoy leaving their home world. If Starfleet cannot accept that small weakness, then we will be forced unhappily to seek an alliance with someone like the Ferengi.
Counsel.
I do know the Ferengi. My buddy played one in a Star Trek game, a TTRPG.
Pain. Loneliness. Terrible loneliness.
From him?
Despair. I'm not sensing the Grappler, sir, or any of his people.
The source of this, Groppler. Have you any idea?
No. No, absolutely not.
That's such bullshit.
We offer you a base designed to your needs, luxurious by even human standards.
While evading even our simplest questions about it. We'll adjourn for now. While we all reconsider our positions.
Ha!
Let's hope they find you as tasty as they did their past associates.
Ferengi eat other races? Is that what the hint is there? That I did not know.
Could you help me find Commander Data? I understand he's somewhere on this deck.
That's a Vulcan.
Tell me the location of Commander Data.
Lieutenant Commander Data, now located in holodeck area 4J.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
That's dope. I mean, had a bit of a step up here in the holodeck technology that we saw in Star Trek Continues and the animated series.
Hello?
That's awesome. Man, I'd never leave a holodeck. And I'd never play another video game.
Marvelous. Down on the planet that the captain once answered, he suggests that I take you with me on the away team that I'll be leading.
I shall endeavor to function adequately.
Yes.
Interesting meet. Riker's hands down my favorite so far.
A wise procedure, sir, always.
Then your rank of lieutenant commander is honorary.
No, sir. Starfleet class of 78, honors in probability mechanics and exobiology.
Your
machine, correct, sir. Does that trouble you?
To be honest, yes, a little.
Why?
That does trouble me. Do you consider yourself superior to us?
I am superior, sir, but I would gladly give it up to be human.
Nice to meet you, Pinocchio.
Ha!
A joke.
Ah, intriguing.
But not
You're
funny.
going to be an interesting companion, Mr. Data.
I like these dynamics that are being set up here. Everybody's getting, it's awesome.
If the transporters can convert our bodies to an energy beam, then back to the original pattern.
Yeah, of course. And these rocks and vegetations have a much simpler pattern.
Correct, sir.
Oh.
I can't see it. Incredible.
Wow. But what if you walk towards it? Does it move away?
Son, you just can't believe.
Careful, the next rock is loose.
Look at Data. Terrifying. Wow. Terrifying. I'd have been like,
Mr. Data has agreed to join me on the away team, Captain.
I slipped.
Maybe I should get something to wipe this water up.
Good idea.
I never knew the Picard was like terrible around kids. That is delicious to know that, and then pray to God we have a whole bunch of interactions like that.
Could you get me a look at the bridge?
That's against the captain's standing orders.
No kids.
But Captain Picard is a pain, isn't he?
Your father liked him very much. Great explorers are often lonely. No chance to have a family.
Huh.
I'll stay in the turbo lift when the doors open. I won't get off.
You are
I mean, it's like
asking
Jim
for trouble,
and Picard
Wes.
share that.
We'll see what we can do.
I have always been a huge fan of Will Wheaton. Like so many, I think Stand By Me was the first time I actually saw him. Dear God, what a tour de force. Everybody in that movie was amazing.
Tasha, you and the council. And Geordi, I want your eyes down there. You and I will start topside.
Yeah, I'm really digging Riker. And that is a shock to me, to be very, very honest.
I can't see as well as Geordi, sir, but so far the material seems rather ordinary.
Construction records?
To be almost identical to that which Starfleet uses.
Ask him for something specific and see if Data can see when it arrives.
But these tunnel walls are something I've never seen before, sir.
How are you examining them, Geordi?
Microscopically, thermally, none of it is familiar.
And what about you, Troy?
That's going to be really helpful, actually, for away team shit.
Sir, I've avoided opening my mind. Office became very uncomfortable.
Why?
I'm sorry, Counselor, but you must. We need more information.
Pain. Such a pain.
Hang on, I'm coming. Enterprise, lock us onto her signal.
Site-to-site transportation. Love it.
Terrible despair.
Who?
I don't know. No life form anything like us.
What in the hell kind of place is this?
I wonder if they're like, they have something trapped that they're using to produce all this stuff.
Or have even heard of.
Now, for Geordi, I know that he ends up as chief engineer, I believe. But I don't know how he starts. I don't know where his original, like, discipline was.
Children are not allowed on the bridge.
Permission to report to the captain. Sir, my son is not on the bridge. He merely accompanied me on the turbo lift.
We found a workaround.
Your son.
His name's Wesley. You last saw him years ago when...
Well, no, actually, I just saw him in the hallway wet.
Well, as long as he's here.
Wow, completely different demeanor.
I knew your father, Wesley.
Were they buddies?
Look around.
I mean, your buddy brings you home. That got me a little bit. I want that story.
But don't touch anything.
I'm sorry, we are all Wesley Crusher. Walk onto the bridge of the Enterprise, I would be exactly like that.
Try it out.
Oh my God. I'd be like, well, probably gonna shit myself, but.
It's for log entries, library computer access retrieval, view screen control, and intercom sort.
Wow.
Perimeter alert, Captain.
Wesley!
I'm sorry.
Wes, you shouldn't have touched
Get off the bridge, both of you.
What?
Picard, go ahead.
No ship is scheduled to arrive at this time, sir. The vessel does not match the hood's configuration or ID signal.
Put it on main viewer.
Doesn't have her silhouette.
Shields up, sir. Phasers ready.
Do we get the away team back? I'm trying to use away team instead of landing party.
An unidentified vessel has entered into orbit with us. Do you know who it is? I asked you if you knew who it is. You mentioned the Ferengi Alliance to me.
But we've had no dealings with them. We were making an empty threat. I wanted your cooperation. Forgive me.
Okay.
It measures 12 times our volume, Captain.
Wow. Okay. And I think you all told me the Enterprise D is 1,000 times bigger than the original Enterprise, correct? Tractor beam? Scan.
Sensors say we were just scanned, sir.
I feel close to an answer of some kind.
Something down here is shielding our communicators.
Yes, that's exactly the feeling I've been reading, as if someone doesn't want us to be in touch with our ship.
Come on, let's get to the surface.
Well, if we're down here and we're close.
Nothing even close.
Still no response, sir. We've done everything but threaten them.
What is that station?
Something's happening, sir.
Is that tactical, I wonder? Whoa!
They're hitting the old bandit city, not Farpoint Station.
Those stairs are where we entered down here, sir.
This point becomes ordinary stone, sir, matching what's above.
Okay, so we left whatever.
Is that a phaser blast?
Negative, but something similar.
Didn't look like a phaser.
Don't! If you should be hurt!
You have your orders, Lieutenant. Carry them out.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. Enterprise, 3 to beam up.
Interesting. He sent all the biological life forms back up except himself. Kept data.
Enterprise! Enterprise, come in! Help us, please!
Woo! Gonna need some more stained glass.
Commander Riker, come in. Can you hear me?
Wow, we're storming in here.
Commander Riker, come in. Where are you?
With data on the edge of the old city, sir.
That's what they're shooting at, so.
And Farpoint Station. Any damage there?
Negative on damage to Farpoint.
I like how it swivels.
It's from an unidentified vessel that's entered into orbit with us here.
The old Bandy City's being hit hard, sir.
Would you object to your captain ordering a clearly illegal kidnapping?
I thought that was abandoned. I didn't realize it was populated still.
Get him. Bring him here.
They're forcing a very difficult decision on me, Counselor. Lieutenant, lock phasers on that vessel.
Phasers locked on, Captain.
Typical. So typical.
Get off my bridge!
Interesting, that order about phasers. No idea of what it represents. Plain as the noses on your ugly little primate faces. Wouldn't you be doing something about the casualties happening down there?
Captain to CMO.
Which means the Q do not look like that.
Position us between that vessel and the planet. Force fields full on.
Aye, sir. Impulse power to... It's gone.
Well, damn, we got a little too close. It's like the Undertaker.
All systems operating.
I like, you can tell that Will doesn't trust him, you know?
Make it stop! You can drive it away!
Drive who away, Groppler?
I don't know.
Unlikely, sir.
We've done nothing wrong!
Then if we can learn nothing from you, we'll leave.
No, oh, no, please, don't leave! I'll try to explain.
First officer to Enterprise.
Well?
We've lost Zorn.
He said he was going to explain.
Something like a transporter beam seems to have snatched him away. Question, sir.
Oh, I thought he was disintegrated.
You're running out of time, Captain.
Suddenly I'm sensing something else. Satisfaction.
From the same source as before?
No. That was on the planet. This is much closer.
The ship.
First officer and Mr. Data have beamed aboard.
Excellent also. Perhaps with more of these little minds helping.
That is enough, damn it!
But perhaps I will leave. Commander Riker provides me with some amusement.
Do nothing that he asks.
But I ask so little. Beam over there with your, what do you call it? Your away team?
I'll risk none of my crew on that unknown.
You should already know what you'll find there. Or perhaps it's too adult a puzzle for you.
With all respect, Captain, I want to beam over there.
Of course you do.
Have you understood any part of what he's tried to tell you? Humanity is no longer a savage race.
But you must still prove that.
That's so cool.
Captain, if he's not open to evidence in our favor, where will you go from there?
I'll attend to my duty.
I see nothing so bitter about that.
Can I help you, Captain?
I
want to apologize for being a huge a-hole.
I didn't welcome you aboard personally. I made you come to me on the bridge, yelled at your son, who, as you pointed out, was quite correct. You seem to have a very good grasp of starship operations.
Seems brilliant.
Now, your assignment here, I would consider and approve a transfer for you.
Oh. Do you consider me unqualified?
Hardly. Your service record shows you're just the chief medical officer I want.
You didn't request her?
I'm trying to be considerate of your feelings, Doctor.
If I had had any objections to serving with
She
you,
would've
I
made
wouldn't
them.
have requested this assignment.
You requested this posting.
My feelings about my husband's death will have no effect on the way I serve you, this vessel, or this mission.
I'm assuming the Enterprise is still the flagship. Why wouldn't you want to serve on her?
Welcome aboard, Doctor.
Riker to Picard. We're ready to beam over, sir.
Let's keep this as awkward as possible.
I hope we can be friends.
Thank you.
Just what you want to hear. I hope we can be friends. I'm starting to get a sense of our away team configurations. I mean, having the counselor with you is a really good, get an idea of what's behind everything. I really like that. It's like having a telepath on Babylon 5. It's just one more layer to the investigation.
That's the same construction we saw in the underground tunnel. How does a ship run?
Really, Troy?
No. This is much more powerful.
Is it anger?
Anger. Hate.
Toward us?
It's directed down toward the old Bandy city.
Most intriguing again, sir.
They're trying to destroy that city, too.
Babylon was not the Farpoint starbase, but the home of those who constructed. Seem to be commenting on everything.
Ha!
Good. Don't stop, my friend.
Oh, I love that. Look how Data reacted to that. My friend, he was like, what?
This is turning out to be a very long
Super cool
corridor, sir. No ship's crew in sight. No sign of mechanism or circuitry.
It looks like a flying saucer, too, so you're probably walking around in a circle. A big-ass circle, but...
Very different.
Please,
Zorn, can you hear me?
They did something. Zorn and his people did something.
It's just one alien I'm sensing here.
Please, I don't understand what he wants.
It's not true. He does know.
Please, no more. Please.
Yeah, the counselor helps out quite a bit.
Transporter Chief, yank them back, now! Riker, acknowledge!
Your time is up, Captain.
Love it.
Transporter Chief!
He can't hear you, Captain.
Transporter Chief, come in! I have people in trouble over there, Q.
He almost reacted like Data did when Riker said my friend. Like that personal connection.
I'll do whatever you say.
You'll do whatever I say. It is an unknown, Captain. Isn't that enough?
If you'd earn that uniform you're wearing, you'd know that the unknown is what brings us out here.
Wasted effort considering human intelligence.
Let's test that.
Let's test that.
Identical to those on the space vessel life form over there. Why was it punishing you, Groppler?
It's a buried ship.
In this galaxy, there could exist creatures able to convert energy into matter.
And into specific patterns of matter, just as our transporters do.
On the viewer, Captain.
He doesn't want to give him anything. He doesn't want to say you're right or... Ah, it looks like the motion picture.
Groppler.
It's like a jellyfish.
Warn my people, please, to leave Farpoint Station immediately.
Lies, Captain.
Transmit the message. Leave Farpoint Space Station immediately.
And it was a pair of creatures I was sensing. One down there, in grief and pain.
A child, maybe?
The other up here, filled with anger.
Attacking those who had captured...
No.
Captured its mate.
Mate, okay.
Energy beam ready, sir.
Lock it in on Farpoint Station.
I see now it was too simple a puzzle.
Energize.
Interesting. Is the station itself a ship, or it?
Groppler's on. There'll soon be no Farpoint Station, if I'm right about it.
Lucky guess.
He's acting disgusted. I don't think Q is. I think Q's like, all right, Captain.
Please believe me, we meant no harm to the creature.
Which your world furnishes you in plenty.
We did feed it.
But only enough
Barely.
to keep it alive.
Yeah.
To shape itself into whatever form you needed.
Heavens. I was looking for my pearls to clutch, but I must have lost them. Look at that. Look at that. It looks like the inside of V'ger in the motion picture, like color scheme and stuff. Is one bigger than the other? Or are they mates? That's awesome. They are different. It's like almost like a pink and a blue. That might just be lack of energy though, maybe, because I can't tell which one was wounded.
Wonderful. A feeling of great joy.
She's a hell of a good crew member to have.
Great joy and gratitude from both of them.
Nice first contact. And Q, that's how we handle business. Ha!
You use other life forms for your recreation.
If so, you've not provided the best.
Leave us. Get off my ship.
I do so only because it suits me to leave. I will not promise never to appear again.
Love it. I love it.
I'm sure most will be much more interesting.
I thought he was going to say exciting.
Let's see what's out there.
I got chills. I got chills there. Ah, special guest appearance by none other than DeForest Kelley. Oh, absolutely. That for me, that was it. But we'll talk about it. Very much enjoyed this first episode. Really good stuff. All right, everybody, we just finished watching Star Trek: The Next Generation Season 1, Episodes 1 and 2, Encounter at Farpoint 1 and 2. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just finished Encounter at Farpoint, Parts 1 and 2, the first 2 episodes of the very first season of Star Trek: The Next Generation. Okay, so the full disclosure, seeing Plum, again, walking the halls, still alive at what, $137, they said? Oh, I love that. Absolutely love that, but I don't want to dwell on that because I will. Let's talk about this crew that we've seen so far. Now, I am familiar, because I said I watched all the movies, so I know about Riker and Data and Worf and all those people. Now, I don't know about Tasha Yar. I don't know a thing about her. I do know that she doesn't progress, but I have no idea what transpires to remove her from this series. So with that being said, I'm very curious to see that one. Like Dr. Crusher very much. Again, I've heard, just because of being around, science fiction buddies and things like that, that Will Wheaton is not well liked, or at least in the past there was some type of I don't want to call it animosity, but there was just the fandom didn't necessarily like the character of Wesley Crusher, and I've kind of always known that he was not well received. Maybe is that the. So far, so good with me. Again, I'm a huge Will Wheaton fan, so I'm going to default to just the guy beyond the character. Maybe the character does something that I'm not a huge fan of, and that kind of prompts all of this. We'll see. I'll let you know if and when my temperature on Wesley Crusher begins to shift. Really, I mean, Riker was my favorite. And again, I have seen the movies, and I was just kind of like, whenever I saw Riker before, I thought, okay. I mean, I didn't dislike him from the movies or anything like that, but this was a very different look at him. And again, it was the first look. So this is the first thing the creatives wanted you to take away from Riker. And with Riker, again, let me say this. Having recently watched the motion picture for the first time, so many of you said, hey, you know what? The character of Will Decker in that movie, who was going to be captain of the Enterprise, and then Jim kind of popped in and said, I better take over the chair whenever it's really important. And then he was relegated to first officer, XO. And I really dug that character quite a bit. And then there was, again, ideas that the counselor character and the first officer character were the ones that I believe Gene Roddenberry and the creatives at Star Trek had in mind for the latest incarnation of Star Trek. Those are 2 roles they wanted to include. So far, so great with both of those. Now, even though I have been basically spoiled a little bit as far as the way that the community feels about Wesley Crusher, I really don't know how everybody, I don't know the pulse of what the community felt whenever they were introduced to all of these characters, and I don't want to look that up. I don't want to say, and again, it's not, it wouldn't flavor my opinion of them. I've liked plenty of characters that, the popular culture at large doesn't like, and I've disliked characters that a lot of people do like, it's just, and so many of us have. It's just a matter of taste whenever you're looking through these. So I'm just going to go through the characters right now. I don't want to take too long because we do have the return of somebody else here at the end of the episode to talk about some of the specifics of what went on behind the scenes, but that's neither here nor there. Let's just go through the crew members as we've met them so far. Geordi, let's start with Geordi. We didn't see a ton from him, but again, I didn't know that the visor caused him pain. I didn't understand that. That's interesting that he would be saddled with, this. Again, you would think, oh, well, the abilities to be able to see in different spectrums and do all these different things, but it comes at an incredible cost. If he's constantly in pain, that's a cool story beat for me. Not that it's cool the character suffers pain. It's an interesting part of the character that we learned in this episode, though. Tasha Yar, the security officer. I don't know if they're trying to make her hot-headed, she wasn't totally out of control or anything like that, but she was definitely erred on the side of aggression or, escalation more than anything else. She had to be kind of brought back down by Picard a couple times. And again, that's a great character beat for the character. Now next time we see her in a scene, there is the possibility, maybe the probability that that's the response that she's going to give if kind of faced with a similar circumstance. Interesting. We knew enough about her now. We can move on to the next person and we can build upon the character. Good stuff. We didn't see a whole lot with Worf in this one. Worf seemed to be, in my mind, and knowing how the Klingons are portrayed in the movies, which is, I didn't know that the Klingons were ever portrayed any other way. But then when I watched the original series and we met these Klingons that were decidedly less kind of honor warrior driven and more like military tacticians, really kind of generals in every sense of the word, working through political and military avenues. I actually adored the Klingons in the original series. Some of the best characters we had were the Klingons. But knowing what the Klingons basically become as far as, what I've witnessed in the movies and things like that, he didn't seem to be all that aggressive. I mean, he seemed ready to fight. I mean, by no means did he seem to be like cowardly or anything like that. But if I was going to say who showed more aggression, it would be Tasha Yar. I thought Tasha Yar showed way more aggression in the moments than what we saw from Worf. Again, story beat, an interesting story beat. The Klingon doesn't appear to be the most aggressive person on the ship. Interesting. And of course, Troy is, I thought, man, oh man, that is an incredible power to have whenever you are on an away team or interviewing like a first contact type of situation, to be able to, understand the feelings that are coming off of somebody, whether they be, lying or any, that's a tremendous boon for any type of situation. Really, really enjoy her presence, Data is interesting to me. Full disclosure, I mean, I'm going to be as honest as I can be here. I've never cared for Data in the movies. I always thought that he was sort of, I don't know. I think it's kind of like an original first impression of Data. I didn't hate him. He was just okay. I had really no true feelings for him. Maybe dislike is a strong word, but in comparison, if I was going to look at the other characters in this situation though, and seeing it from the very beginning, I'm trying to wipe away all those preconceived notions I have from the movies, much like I had to with the original series, because these are very different portrayals than what I'm used to. Very different. Whether the characters are younger, the actors that are playing the characters aren't quite ready, or still working through them. I actually enjoyed this Data's presentation, or the representation of Data in this encounter at Farpoint far more than I have in any other kind of experiences I've had with him. Cool stuff. I'm definitely, again, way more positive than I've had in the past. And the Crushers, interesting, great story beats. I want to know all about the carrying the body home. That's a story. That's. I'm sure we hear about that, but I can't wait to hear about that. And my favorite thing, I'll jump over Riker and go to Picard. Picard, you know, Patrick Stewart's an actor without par. Royal Shakespearean Company, incredible actor. Again, didn't let me down at all. Came in guns a-blazing in this first episode. Really great scene work. Again, but you give him an Achilles heel where he can't, he's not good with kids. I love that. That is a really, really cool beat to drop in the very first episode. Like the first time we meet him, he didn't necessarily come across to us like shiny and, you know, pristine. He seemed gruff and way gruffer than what I thought he was going to be. You know, he seemed almost curmudgeon-y at times. There was a hint, if you would, of plum bones coming off of him, and everything was just kind of like, you know, he bit off a couple people's heads. Okay, I'm down with that. I didn't expect that. And let's end with Riker. I thought Riker, again, having experienced the character in the movies, I wasn't impressed. How's that? I wasn't taken to another place by seeing a scene or something like that and being like, this guy. From the jump in this episode, I was intrigued by his character. I'll end with this. I think that each and every character we met, every one of what I assume to be the principals that are on the bridge and part of, you know, our away teams and all that stuff, the ones that I know from the movies, each one of them lent they were so interesting that you wanted to know more about them. Very intriguing, you know, again, with serialized storytelling too. We're going to have the ability to build upon this, and the actors will have the ability to build upon this. I can't wait to see where they go, because these were just the right amount of specific character beats, specific details that they were able to drop in there, like the kid thing with Picard, that you'll remember and that you'll want to see more of. You know, you want to see these interactions. And with Riker to me, obviously he was very Jim adjacent in this episode, and I think that's what endeared him to me. And maybe that's why I didn't but I didn't feel one way or the other about Riker the first time I saw all these movies. I had never seen the original series. Now, having lived with Jim Kirk for a while, I see Riker and I'm more drawn to him, I think, now than I was before. Great stuff, friends. But there, you know what? We can think and talk about it and review the episode as much as we want, but there's no way to find out what went on behind the scenes. That's such an important thing to know. How did this first episode of a brand new series of Star Trek come to be? If there was only, well, there is. There's one person that we can ask, and hopefully he's still around. Q? Greetings, mon capitaine, and welcome to another edition of Q&A. Friends, this is something I started with the original series of Star Trek and now wish to continue. After having watched and reacted to a next generation episode of Star Trek, I want to dig a little bit deeper and find out what went on behind the scenes. Things that if I had looked up beforehand would have likely ruined the episode for me. But to keep myself from wandering off into the weeds for a couple hours, I've given myself 5 topics to discuss. The first topic, writer and director. Who were they? The second topic, guest stars. Did we have any? The third, of the core cast or the big 9, who was present? The fourth topic, production notes. The spiciest of all the categories. What truly went on behind the scenes? And our fifth and final topic, a memorable quote from this episode. Let's get started. All right, my friends, and for our very first topic, writer and director, who were they? Well, we actually had 2 credited writers on this one, none other than Star Trek legend DC Fontana, and none other than the name behind Star Trek, Gene Roddenberry, were credited as writers on this episode. Let's put a pin in that. That certainly couldn't come back to haunt us with some bad or negative press, could it? I don't think so. We'll wait for production notes on that one. Our director of this episode was Corey Allen. Now, we'll keep a running tab to see if Mr. Allen appears anymore and whether or not he gets additional credits inside the next generation. Let's move on. And now, my friends, for our second category, guest stars. Did we have any? Did we ever? Of course, John Delancey makes his own debut as none other than Q. We have Michael Bell as Zorn and a little-known actor by the name of DeForest Kelley, reprising his role as none other than Admiral Leonard McCoy, plum to each of us. Friends, let's move on. All right, friends, now for our third topic of the core cast, or the Big Nine, who appeared in this episode. Well, the good news is we had every member of the Big Nine or the core cast here. The bad news is we need to identify, now since this is our first episode, who is in the core cast. I don't have a list in front of me, but I'm going to give it a shot. Here we go. We have Captain Picard. We have William Riker, Deanna Troi, Geordi LaForge, Data, Worf, Tasha Yar, Beverly Crusher, and yep, Wesley Crusher. That's 9. Nailed it. I've done this several times. Friends, let's move on. All right, everybody. And now for our fourth topic, production notes, the spiciest of all the topics. This is where we find out what really went on behind the cameras. Could any of the drama that sort of had plagued the end of the original series return for the next generation? Of course not. That would be crazy, right? Let's get started. All right, friends, and now for our first of 5 production notes. Very first day of creative consultation. The studio approaches Gene Roddenberry and the rest of the creatives for the next generation, and they ask the following. We would like to have a 2-hour pilot to sell some ad revenue and really launch Star Trek. Gene Roddenberry, instead of saying, awesome, sounds great, he said, nope, I only do 1-hour pilots. The studio was sort of surprised by that and said, but we're going to give you 2. And Gene Roddenberry says, that's fine, but I only do 1. And the initial argument on the first day of creative consultation began. They fought to the point where the studio almost pulled the plug. They reached a compromise, let's put an asterisk on that one, for 90 minutes. Of course, that would never be something that would need to be changed in the 11th hour, right? This is Star Trek. We don't do that type of stuff. The takeaway from this very first production note, friends, things were off to a bit of a rocky start, specifically between the studio and Gene Roddenberry. Let's move on. All right, friends, and now for our second of 5 production notes. We started with something a little negative. Let's switch to something interesting, or at least I found it to be interesting. In DC Fontana's original script, which she wrote entirely by herself, Wesley Crusher did not appear. In fact, when Beverly Crusher reached the NCC 1701D, she did bring her child, but that child was Leslie Crusher, her 15-year-old daughter. Let's move on. All right, everybody, and now for our third production note. I thought we'd stick with the family Crusher on this one, because in DC Fontana's original script, Dr. Beverly Crusher leaves at the end of the episode. Now, whether or not she would return, she was definitely not going to be a regular cast member. She could have been a guest star. There's a lot of speculation since this is obviously something they didn't pursue. But in the pilot, regardless of whether or not she would return, she left at the end of the pilot and left her child. Now, again, whether that's Leslie or Wesley, who knows what happened on the editing room floor for that one, but the child was left behind on the Enterprise under the direct care of Jean-Luc Picard, but also to learn from the very, very best Starfleet had. Friends, let's move on. All right, my friends, and now for our fourth production note. We just had 2 that were nice little bits of trivia with the family Crusher. It's time to get back into the drama. The studio wasn't happy with 90 minutes. They needed a full 2 hours. They needed another 30 minutes. Now, in their defense, they did say that they would pay a pretty sizable bonus for these extra 30 minutes because it was late. They needed to get it done. They wanted it for ad revenue, yada, yada, yada. So DC Fontana, who had written the other 90 minutes, said, okay, I can expand a few scenes, add a few character beats in here. And pretty quickly, she was able to get the 30 minutes written. And when she went to turn those 30 minutes in with her new revised script, she learned that they had already been written by Gene Roddenberry, who had claimed the bonus. Now, I'm not going to get into whether or not who was right and who was wrong and whether or not he said, she said. I will say this, though. When it comes to bonuses and writing credits, we've had these types of arguments before in the original series and the animated series, where people have come forward and said that, you know, Gene Roddenberry added himself as a credit to get additional money and claimed certain things that potentially might not be necessarily part of his outlines. Again, this is all speculation, but these are whispers and shouts that have been happening for decades now at this point. Regardless, the one thing that we can say is that DC Fontana and Gene Roddenberry appear as the writers with the credit on this episode. The other thing that apparently is true is that the relationship between DC Fontana and Gene Roddenberry was forever broken after this moment. Let's move on. All right, my friends, and now for our fifth and final production note. Say what you will about the relationship between DC Fontana and Gene Roddenberry. At least one good thing came out of the 30 minutes that Mr. Roddenberry constructed for Encounter at Farpoint. He reached out to his old buddy DeForest Kelley to see if he would be willing to reprise his role as Admiral Leonard McCoy. DeForest Kelley agreed under one condition. He would be paid the standard rate and not 1 penny more. A class act from the best doctor ever to fly the stars in Plum. Awesome job, my friend, and a great way to handle and hand off the spiritual baton. Let's move on. All right, everyone, and now to send us home and in this returning edition of Q&A is our memorable quote from this episode. Who better to give it than DeForest Kelley? He is the link between the original series and the next generation, and so who better than Admiral Leonard McCoy and his brand new friend, nemesis, Data, as they walk through the halls of the NCC 1701D. McCoy says, "Well, this is a new ship, but she's got the right name. Now you remember that, you hear?" And Data replies, "I will, sir." And McCoy concludes, "You treat her like a lady, and she'll always bring you home." Thus ends another edition of Q&A. Until such time as we can get together again, behave yourselves.